I saw a story ahead. Fans are losing their minds after Caleb Williams reveals painted nails and a pink phone. This is another example of headline doesn't match reality. I do not believe 95% of fans care, 95% of media cares, and 0% of NFL general managers care. I think this is the media giving oxygen to lonely people on Reddit boards.
Oh
Stop.
my God!
Every 3 weeks, every 2 weeks, every week there's a new boycott in America. Oh boy. 12 people drive it. Take a deep breath. We're all going to be okay. How you dress, your nails, the color of your phone, who you date. I'm sorry, but Chicago loved Dennis Rodman. I think they're going to be okay with a pink phone from Caleb Williams. Some of this stuff is generational. From music athletes listen to, some of the friends they hang out with, who they date, what they wear. I'm sorry, it changes.
I already know you. I'm not going to beg you to listen to me. You ain't got to worry about me wasting no more time on you.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
You must listen. What I'm about to tell you will change the course of history.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm not draining myself. And that's what y'all ass don't get. Cause
you're in the Matrix and you need to get out.
Welcome to the Matrix Study Hall. I am Miss Oracle, and just like that, what immediately came to my mind is that this is a very snake-like perspective that this podcaster, broadcaster, whatever that man was, what his position was. He was being so covert, pretending as if all these things that are being promoted is the norm. It is progressive. It is having a alternative type of lifestyle when actually it is destruction. It is literally a huge problem. And for them to even play up with Dennis Rodman, like Dennis Rodman, all these people, they're being used for, wicked agendas, to show emasculation. It's very obvious to me, and what came to mind was the serpent on Jungle Book. It just reminded me of being hypnotized, just like that serpent that was trying to hypnotize Mowgli to entrap him, to basically destroy him. That's similar to that segment of a broadcast. New day, same old dirty tricks.
Men, let me tell you this. Stop painting your nails unless you one of those. If you're gonna go on that side, if that's what it is, then cool. But you got kids you raising and you confusing with that shit. Little boys, you know what I'm saying? No man should be painting their nails, man. I don't give a damn what you doing it for. If you doing it to represent something, wear a shirt. Get a tattoo. You know what I'm saying? Something else. You ain't like that, it represents something. That shit is an excuse for men to wear fingernail polish if you comfortable with that. I don't even see where you can even get, like, it's not even comfortable to do. Like, it just doesn't resonate for comfortability for me. And these guys are doing it at an alarming rate. They doing it also too often, you know what I'm saying? The NFL players, they some of the most suspected people I ever seen in my life, bro. Like, especially Deebo Samuel, man. That man, I don't know, but that man might well just live his truth or whatever. And I ain't trying to push it on him. But he on the next level. If y'all look up Deebo Samuel when he walks in or what he do. That dude is on some weird shit. But painting nails though, what does it do for the man? Like, they already know we losing our masculinity, and now every man want to paint their nails. They arching their eyebrows. They wearing lipstick. They wearing makeup. Man, this shit is out of control. And then you wonder why black women don't see black men the same no more. Or want to be equal or more than we are. It's because it's too many out here acting pussy.
Let's go a little bit down this rabbit hole of this quarterback named Caleb Williams and his aqua blue nails, cobalt blue, some form of a blue. And this is becoming more and more common that we're seeing in this upside down world where some of the most dominant men, or by society standards, they're supposed to be dominant, right? A football player, a quarterback at that, actually doing things that are very, very, very questionable, very suspicious. And I don't think this is something that is just about fashion statement. I think it's much deeper. And the reason I think this is because this is a part of the control dynamics at play. Similar to, and just to forewarn you, I'm gonna go a little bit down the rabbit hole. We're gonna take it back to slavery because look, to get to the core of things, we have to understand where it originated from. And although we're in 2025, a lot of the same things that were used as tools of mass control, they may have remixed it, they may have updated it or made it, more modernized, but they're doing similar things, similar methods of control. And one thing for sure in that time, the good old days, as some would call it, they would take the biggest, the strongest, the most dominant looking men, and they would emasculate them in front of everybody to keep all the other slaves in check. And this is pretty much what I am perceiving is happening here. Here we have, first of all, he has his nails electric blue, cobalt blue, I don't know, it's some form of blue on his nails, and he's taking a selfie. Like, yeah, men take pictures, but even a man taking his time to get the perfect angle and taking this selfie, that's emasculated in itself. I'm under the strong belief that this is not coincidental. This is not just his freedom of expression when it comes to dressing. This is to get all the slaves in check. Like, hey, we don't want you to be dominant. We don't want you to be masculine. We want you to be as fluid as possible, gender fluid as possible, which is a threat on the psyche of the youth that is watching him. And even as we're seeing a lot of these things come out, like, it's becoming more and more common that a lot of these big strong men, like, they're doing some real questionable things. Like, is the money that good that you'll do that? Like, for people to do these things, because it's really about that. It's about the money. It's about being in that position. Is being in the NFL that important to do that? And this also, to me, alludes to this recent film that came out called Him, where it kind of touched on the hazing, the humiliation rituals, the different forms of sacrifice that they have to do in order to be a part of the National Football League or any of these other sports. Because even when some of these athletes, when they are walking, towards, I guess for their pregame, when they're walking, they show them in some of the most sketchy outfits, and this is just out of control at this point. He, as I mentioned, is a quarterback. He plays for the Bears. Go figure. He's delivering touchdowns of some sort. I don't know, but for him to be playing for the Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams, like, this is a hyper level of emasculation that's happening, and the youth is watching this. I'm going to include some of the comments from the video so you can see for yourself. I'm going to read off of a couple of them. Okay, we have this picture of SpongeBob. Someone, Nick A, said, "Good for you, say it loud, say it proud." Alright, someone else says, "You gotta be kidding me," says, "Damn glad I'm 70 and all this freakish stuff is part of today. I lived in an era where men didn't need to resort to this ridiculous independent form of expression. Do what you want to do, but don't act like some of us shouldn't shake our heads and just walk away because I could give a rat's." Someone else, She Babe, says, "Unlike some, I didn't instantly assume that the nail polish was some indication of his. I kind of thought that perhaps he was making some kind of statement. It's nice to know that his statement is an acknowledgement of his mom and his profession." Yeah, and see, that's what they do. They will And let me finish what she says. She says, not everyone can or will do this way, and that's okay too. And this is the thing, you know, of course they're going to have some convenient excuse to why this man is emasculating himself or agreeing to be emasculated. Like, it's all a play on sympathy, a play on emotions, you know, some level of a mind warp that they're putting out there. Also, Bam Bam says, real men don't show female tendencies. He may be a homo blank. Not that there's anything wrong with that. And then we have this gift from Seinfeld. Angela Thompson says, sin. Whitaker Troy says, halfway out of the closet. Same goes for dudes with earrings. Men shouldn't wear that which women wear. Truth Be Told says, no man should have polish on their nails. BS, this is part of the reason our kids are confused as hell. Beverly Simmons says, facts. DK says, they're blue, ain't that a boy color? Air Assault 2 says, your kids are confused because you're confused. Harold Baker says, only girls paint their nails. Ran Me says, so he's a fidget. You know what it means. What's the big deal? And we have a few more gifts to look at here. Rashi Brooks says, is yag. I reversed it. The hell with excuses. The year is 2025 and he can come out of the closet. He's 23, so maybe a few years back he didn't think the kids around him would respect him and make fun of him. Kim Bria says, I can understand clear polish, but blue, any type of color polish on a man isn't masculine, but these new women like their men a little zesty. Wow.
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell, auntie?
Okay, listen, bitch, I don't understand. I don't understand. Oh my God, what the fuck? Just starting to paint their nails as men and, you know, just call it gender fluid. I think that's a bunch of bullshit. My opinion on this is really just, you know, we just gotta let these niggas be gay in peace. You gotta mind.
Bruh. Bombastic side eye, criminal offensive side eye. Bombastic side eye, criminal offensive side eye.